You got to shell out 17 grand, and that's the list price. We haven't even factored in people who are going to go aftermarket and bejewel theirs. I mean, we could be getting into tens of thousands of Jacob the Jeweler type dollars.
We're talking big bucks, Stephanie, for that big watch. And I think, the real question is how many of those are they going to make, or what does this make their brand? I mean, this is an interesting branding exercise for this company to really go after this luxury thing. And I wonder how much and we don't really know, we may never know how many they actually sell at those kinds of prices. But what it does do is establish Apple and establish this watch as a premium thingy to wear on your wrist.
Thingy, Cory, that's such a sophisticated technical term.
It's a technical term. Jewelers use that. It's a technical term in the jewelry business.
Cool.
When you think about that, so think about these numbers, right? So think about what they've done in the past when they've launched a new product. Now, Apple's bigger than it's ever been. It's bigger than any company that's ever been in the public markets. But when in the first year of the iPhone, you saw them selling about $1.4 million, and they had launched it late in the year, to be sure. But over time, that ramped into arguably one of the most important products ever made, at least by a single company. If you want to look at the iPad, it started at a much bigger level and grew even faster, although it has petered out and even been falling lately. It started about $7.5 million a year.
Right.
So the predictions are out there as high as 40 million watches this year, but that expensive watch, I think, is more of a thought leader than actually a leader of the
Okay,
of the
but
category.
Cory, let's talk about who's going to buy it. Scott Galloway, who truly knows brands, has said the Chinese, they're going to buy it. They're going to love to show it off. But when I think about this watch and people who love luxury watches, you can wear that. If you owned a Rolex, a Cartier, an IWC, you wear it, you put it away, you can put it on in 5 years. This is a tech product, a gadget. So a year from now, when they come out with a new one, is this going to be just in your tech graveyard with a Walkman?
Well, I think it's an interesting discussion, right? So, first of all, I think there's this tendency to say, who's going to buy it? The Chinese. Who's going to buy the next Teslas? The Chinese. Who's going to buy the next watch? The Chinese.
How about those Chinese?
I know, this notion that it's a completely different race or this crazy different set of ideas that go through there. But I will say that I got a thoughtful email yesterday from a friend in Hong Kong saying, when you walk into a meeting in London, a guy walks into a meeting, they look at your shoes. If you walk into a meeting in Hong Kong, they look at your watch. And that's an important sort of status symbol that does loom large in that very brand-conscious place.
What's going to
Hold
impress?
on,
It's not about a gold Apple
wealth.
Watch or a gold Rolex. Come on.
Just because it gives you baller status means this could change, turn the dial for Apple? I don't think
Close
so.
the deal? Well, no, not change the dial for Apple. It establishes Apple's luxury brand, and it might make a difference for that particular purchaser of the watch. They don't care about the store value.
I'm going rose gold Daytona over the iWatch.